Teck-talk on Converge networking and security using Cisco's SD-WAN and SASE. Well, for this, we're joined by our esteemed speaker, Shamil Fernando, Leader, Systems Engineering, SD-WAN, APJC, Cisco, joining us. Well, Shamil has over 25 years of experience in information technology management and extensive knowledge of SDN, SD-WAN, security, multi-cloud, virtualization-related technology. So with this, I'd like to humbly now invite on the stage and screen Shamil to join us. Thank you, Shamil, for joining us today and being a part of the summit. How are you doing today?
I'm very good. Thanks, Valia.
So with this, Shamil, the stage and screen is all yours. We're looking forward to your session.
Yeah, thank you very much. Let me share my screen, please.
Absolutely. Perfect.
Right. Yes. So let's start with a few things, actually. Number one, actually, what I'm going to basically talk about on convergence and security, networking convergence and security. That's where the SASE play comes into the place, where the convergence on the SD-WAN and the security market in Cisco. Right? So just to give a little bit of on workforce at this moment. If you look at most of the organization, actually the CFO makes a permanent decision of the remote users. So we are going to see more and more users are going to be work from remotely, whether it's from the home office or from the outside. And in addition to that, actually the technology that they invested during the pandemic time actually is going to be useful for them to basically use this in the future. And also we have seen that actually because we are using the internet as transport. So we have seen that most of the time, actually, there will be attacks coming from the internet. So we need to protect these attacks that comes into the end users that working from remote, that accessing from the internet. And then also we have seen the growth of the internet or the cloud services. It doesn't make any sense now the information or the services to be in the data center. It is preferred to be in cloud services or the SaaS application or the infrastructure services because the users can access directly rather than coming into a data center. So they can basically free up on the data center and move those services into a extended cloud solution. So these are the environment that currently happening in all our organization, and a pandemic accelerate the cloud services and also the users, remote users accessing those cloud services from the home office or the third-party locations. So where is Cisco comes in on here? First of all, we brought the SD-WAN solution. Now we started the SD-WAN in 2013. We had a clean sheet of paper. We built SD-WAN on top of that. That's the VIPTELA solution, and later on, the Cisco acquired the VIPTELA solution. So the VIPTELA basically gives you the certain areas. Number one is focus on the security, right? It's including the traditional security that the customer had, and enhance those security solution, and also gives a granular segmentation for identify the users and separate them into a different segment. So if one segment got attacked, it doesn't spread into the rest of the segment. Also, Cisco basically support on a third-party integrations, Cisco and third-party integration. So whatever that solution that you have that will be able to integrate, especially a good option actually on a LAN side. Doesn't matter what is in the LAN side, we will be able to basically integrate those solutions using the dynamic routing protocol or whatever the routing protocol that you use today. Right? And coming to the cloud environment. So we have a complete cloud solution today. We're supporting on all cloud vendors. That's why the multi-cloud acronym comes on that. So we automated the whole solution to be deployed in the multi-cloud environment. So we can basically work with the service providers and also the SaaS providers and the data center interconnect providers to access, give a customer to access into any cloud environment that they have. We recommend the customer, if they have a single cloud vendor, they can deploy down that single cloud vendor. But if they have a multi-cloud environment, they deploy the solution through they basically connect the to the multi-cloud environment through the data center interconnect providers. And also we have a fully integrated on our APIs. So you don't need to be an expert in the cloud. Every solution or every cloud is deployed through our management station. That's vManager. There are 4 steps guided deployment that you will be able to basically deploy the instance in the cloud and also connect these clouds together. And final piece on the monitoring and the analytics. So we gives you the end-to-end visibility for the customer, what is happening on your network. And also we include the automation onto that, automatically cut over the paths depending on the performance of the application, and also the additional automation that required for the SD-WAN. So SD-WAN gives you the complete picture for the users accessing from a remotely to the branch office, or the branch office to the data center, or the branch office to the cloud. We automate, and also we use multiple paths to provide the best performance for the users. And this is a solution that we already had. So on the second portion on here is Cisco Umbrella, the cloud-first security model. So we have realized actually having a security solution on the branch office is getting obsoleted now, because most of the users are going into the cloud environment. About 80% of the traffic now goes into the cloud. So it's much better actually you have the security solution also in the cloud. It is a low latency solution from the cloud of the Cisco gateway to your SaaS application. So it's all remaining on the same environment or same location. So the Umbrella basically provide the complete DNS security. It provide the web access or the web security filtering, and also firewall for the non-web application controlling, and it provides a CASB, and also provide the interactive threat detection and the intelligence on there. So we have the 2 best of the breed solution. So we took the 2 best of the breed solution, actually combined these 2 together. So we have the Cisco SD-WAN, and also we have the Umbrella solution. So what we did actually, we combined these solutions together, and it provides a consistent, the easy consume environment that the customer can buy the one single license, and they'll be able to provide in a whole solution, or the customer can separately buy the license together. But however, the deployment is going to be on a seamlessly integrated into the SD-WAN. So that your tunnels will be automatically created, your registrations will be done automatically on a couple of clicks on hundreds of sites that you will be able to access those sites. So all traffic going into the internet can redirect into the Cisco Umbrella solution. And also we simplify the management and monitoring. So the management, especially on the security policies that integrated the management solution. In addition to that, actually the underlay management and overlay management happens on the simplified environment. Some of the areas still happens on a 2 different portal, but there are some plans to basically integrate some other reporting into provide the customer into a single pane of glass. So the next, what I mentioned on here, we have 2 different solutions. So we have the best of the breed SD-WAN solution and a best of the breed security solution. So we combine this solution, so that become a SASE solution. If you look at the Gartner description on a SASE is basically convergence on your SD-WAN and cloud security solution. And cloud security solution, you have a layer 7 firewall and a secure web gateway, cloud security, cloud web access security, or in other words, CASB, and a zero trust network. So all combined into a single solution. Now, these are one of the differentiator that Cisco has compared to other vendors. Actually, what we have, we have a 2 best of the breed solution. So we integrate these things together. So we have a single vendor, and you have a single location to talk to, or single support center to talk to, and we will support on a whole solution as a one network or one solution. So other than the connect and the control, on the connect means actually from the SD-WAN portion, we'll connect you into the site to site, and also at the same time actually connect you into the site to the cloud environment or the SIG gateway. And the SIG gateway will take care of all the control component portion. Actually, it's take care of all the security control and also the same time actually zero trust control. So all the security will be provided by the SIG gateway. And in addition to that, we also add on the ThousandEye observability portion. So you'll be able to measure the performance from end to end. And in addition to that, you'll be able to measure the performance from the users to the SaaS application. Now, that's a very important environment because there is no way for the customer to measure the performance from the users to the SaaS environment if you don't have an agent in the SaaS environment. ThousandEye has an agent built in all the SaaS environment. So you will be able to basically measure the performance from every individual user or every individual office to your SaaS application and take action if there is any performance degraded on a part of the network, right? So this is the whole idea of the SASE actually, the combination of the SD-WAN and also combination of the Umbrella and also the Converge portion coming from the ThousandEye to measure the performance on the underlay. So I'm going down to a little bit on each individual product. First of all, on SD-WAN. So SD-WAN, we had a traditional SD-WAN solution. In addition to that, actually, we have an advanced environment. Actually, we include the advanced environment on the SD-WAN. So number one, actually, we have the cloud-based controller that provides you the complete automation for onboarding your devices. So we have a zero-touch deployment. You can basically connect a device and walk away. The device will be connected to the controller and automatically push on the policies. So it gives you the best of the breed, the onboarding environment. In addition to that, it provides the dynamic performance routing. So it will measure the performance for your application that going into the data center, and also at the same time, the application going into the SaaS location. We measure the performance for the SaaS application and automatically cut over the traffic based on the number of paths that you have, and also what is the best path that will be able to give a performance for the predictable performance for the customers. And also the SD-WAN provides the analytics on the overlay and also the analytics into the SaaS application, how the SaaS application works, and what are the performance for every SaaS application. So you have a proactive monitoring and assurance solution for the SaaS application. It also integrates on security, especially on the segmentation. So you can segment the users or segment the use cases. So any of the segment compromise will not basically flow into the rest of the network. We also provide the middle mile services. So we use any of the service providers. Imagine if you are working with any service provider, we can basically use that service provider backbone, connect your traffic connect your application into site to site. For example, if you have an office in Bangalore and you have your data center is in London, we'll be able to basically connect through your service provider, your cloud service provider backbone, AWS, Azure, or any of the other cloud service provider backbone onto your data center. And these are all automated solution. We do it from the vManager. And also the cloud on RAM basically gives you the full access for deploying the instance in the cloud. And also it happens on a centrally. It take care of the deployment and managing the cloud services. Coming into the SASE provides a DNS security solution that makes sure that every access that you have is a validated solution, right? If there is an attack or if there is a vulnerability in a site, actually it will stop that your users are connected in those sites. It also provides a secure web gateway. All the HTTP and HTTP-based application with control managed by the secure web gateway. And also the non-HTTP application is managed by the layer 7 firewall. Anything that coming into the network and going out from the network will be managed to the firewall. It also provides the cloud access broker for you to basically identify and discover the applications and also allow you to what are the threats on those applications and allow you to securely connect to those applications. It also provides the interactive threat intelligence, actually a real-time threat intelligence on the application, and it gives you the good visibility and reporting into what is going on the network. Now, all this solution can be included into SecureX that gives you the completely visibility and the entire security stack automation and actions in the SecureX gateway. So addition to that, we also integrate in the Duo. Duo is a zero trust workforce. So you can basically, if you are connecting on the user, it can be a multi-factor authentication. And also it's basically talks to the devices and check the devices health before it's logging into the network. And also it provides least privilege access to the user. And every user has to basically authenticate it using SSO for any application that they are using for it, right? And also the continuous verification on logging, where you logging and how you log in, all those things. And every time when you log in, there are certain checks and balance in this in these users. Also, it provides the behavior analysis to make sure that the users are correctly logging, and two users, the same user cannot be logging from two different locations. That can be considered as a suspicion login. And also the same time, actually, if you are logging from two regions on using the same on a short period of time, actually, it's also considered as a suspicion login because you cannot be in a two region. So the behavior analytics basically gives you the certain intelligence, actually, what is happening and how are these users using? Are there any kind of a compromise actually happening on the user side? And final piece of the SASE is observability using on a ThousandEye. Now ThousandEye is acquired from the recently acquired by Cisco, and ThousandEye basically provide the application performance. It's isolate the performance from the application and the network. So you know exactly where the issue is there with this application side or the network side. And also on the network side, actually isolate actually where is the problem. Whether it's a problem on the LAN side or portion of the WAN side, or it's in the data center side. So it basically gives you the full information, where is the trouble, or where is the issue there, and how we can basically mitigate that issue. It also measures the internet health. Now, one of the things that I want to highlight on here, ThousandEye measure the performance for the SaaS application. So if the path is having a problem, we can cut over the traffic in a different path, right? So it basically gives you certain intelligence for us to basically cut over the traffic. And also it provides a standard routing environment of the BGP monitoring and also the remote work experience. Right? So moving into the two use cases, right? Number one, actually connecting from the branch office. So if you are in the branch office, you use a traditional authentication mechanism, either your Active Directory or your ICE or the Radius environment. After you authenticate, if you are connecting into your data centers or the SaaS application infrastructure services, actually you use the SD-WAN fabric to connect into those environments. So SD-WAN basically use the SD-WAN functionalities and basically gives the constant performance for the user, and also manage and monitor this performance on a given time. So you know exactly what is happening on the network. On the other hand, if a user wants to go into the internet, we'll automatically redirect the traffic into the Umbrella SIG. So when Umbrella portion will take care of this Umbrella security portion that before you go into the user. But if you are using any application from the SaaS or from the internet, right, you will go through the dual authentication mechanism for those applications. So it's a zero trust authentication mechanism for this application. So this is the end-to-end solution that provide actually if you are in an organization, if you're in an office, and if you want to access into your cloud workloads and also into data centers. The next piece comes on to if you are in a remotely, how do you basically get access into the remote environment? So now we seamlessly support on the remote users. When the remote users come into the access the network, it'll go through the authentication mechanism again. And based on their authentication, they were given the correct access, same as what they are in the branch office. So number one, actually, if they want to access into the private cloud, they have a remote connectivity using the VPN for their private data centers. And addition to that, actually, if they want to access on the internet, they will basically connect it into the Umbrella. So Umbrella will basically provide, again, the security that going into the internet, and also the Duo will provide the security that connecting into your SaaS application, right? And final piece on here, actually, final piece on here is a ThousandEye. ThousandEye basically manage and monitor for users from end to end. So this ThousandEye agent can be installed on the remote client. So it measures the performance from the remote users to connecting to the to your data centers, and also the same time actually connecting into your internet-based application or the SaaS-based application. This gives you the ability for you to basically determine actually where is a problem, whether it's a problem on the user's PC, or whether it's a problem on the data center, or whether it's a problem on the portion of the network environment. So just to summarize, the Cisco has a solution, complete solution for the SASE. So we combined our best-of-breed SD-WAN solution and also the best-of-breed SASE solution or the Umbrella solution. We also included in the Duo for the zero trust and the authentication environment, and also the ThousandEye basically to have the visibility or the observability from the end-to-end environment, right? So that's pretty much my slides. And if there's any other things, any other questions, if not, I'll pass it to the Barbara.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Shamil, for joining us and being a part of our summit today. It was incredible to hear from you, and I'd urge everyone to connect with you and your team. Thank you once again for your valuable time.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.